And we're underway from TD Garden. Boston coming off a win against Toronto, 115-101 on Sunday, in which they did not shoot the three ball well and found other ways to win. Nice cut, nice finish, Jaylen Brown.
Great back screen, great cut there by Brown to get that wide open layup. Again, off the ball action here.
Each of these teams have taken one of the first two meetings against the other, both doing it in the road gym. Brandon Miller, not that time for three. Can't leave that guy open. Knipple leading the NBA in total made threes, but he traveled.
Something to highlight as you watch as this game goes. Right there, already an early offensive rebound for the Hornets. They are great in terms of going after their own missed shots.
Second in the NBA in second chance points at 17.8 per game. Brown trying to curl, a little bit behind him with 14 to shoot. Still averaging 28.7 points per game. He's got 34 games of 30 or more. The snapback Jay is short, and Keita guides it to Hauser. Second chance, Hauser three, off the mark. These two teams play such a similar style to one another. Charles Lee, an assistant for Joe Mazzulla a couple years ago, and LaMelo Ball playing at a ridiculous level right now.
You're going to see some high-flying three-point shots from both of these teams. Nice pass there by Tatum to find Keita.
Keita, who his teammates are trying to pine for as a most improved player candidate this year, has certainly played that part throughout the season, got better with the season as well, and has had some big moments in this building. Bridges off the mark on the three, falls right into the hands of Jaylen Brown. So Charles Lee spent one season as an assistant coach under Joe Mazzulla. That was the 23-24 season in which Boston won the NBA championship. Sam Hauser off the heel, and Bridges rips it down.
This is what I love about the Hornets. Anyone can get the rebound and go coast to coast. Nice move.
Finish over the top of Keita.
Bridges. He's got the strength, the size to go in there and compete with the bigs.
17.4 points per game on the season for Miles Bridges, now in his 7th year out of Michigan State. Post up, Keita doubled. And he just went over Knipple, couldn't finish, got his own, a slam it home.
Happens when you switch and you get a smaller defender trying to go against Keita.
Ball, the unorthodox delivery doesn't fall. That's the one thing with LaMelo. He can get hot in a hurry at 7 threes in the win over Minnesota on Sunday. As Tatum drives, kicks, Hauser three. Long rebound, Derek White. Reload, Hauser. And Brown just fumbled it out of bounds. Well, you watch LaMelo Ball play from the outside. A lot of those shots in years past, you say, that's not a good look. But for whatever reason, he has different angles and different ways of getting it done, and he's shooting at 37% on the season from three over his last 16, 38% at a high clip.
It may look weird and unorthodox, but it's money, just like that. The high double screen right there. When he can get his feet set, and he'll take a lot of these shots one-legged too.
That was his 257th made three on the season, second most in the NBA, only to his teammate Knipple. There was a matchup zone here against Tatum, and they forced the turnover. Diabate with the hands. Diabate trying to dribble it into his grasp, and he lost it out of bounds. But it's staying here. Game at 16.4. Ball on the drive and the float.
What a start. See, now this is going to open up all the three-point shooting for Knipple, for Brandon Miller. These guys now are going to start to feast because the defense is going to start to be skewed towards balls.
Jason Tatum, bully ball. He's kind of laboring on his way back the other end.
Look at this.
And that's going to happen. You blink, you miss it. Knipple with a triple.
Think about that. You had a layup at one end and gave up a three at the other. That's how fast both of these teams play. In terms of their pace, it's not great. They know how to score the basketball quickly.
Hauser's response is there.
This is my kind of game, Noah.
Yes, it is.
Oh, this is my kind of game.
Shooters everywhere rejoicing.
Shooters.
If you go back to your last year in the NBA, 04-05, that would be 10th most by a team. Doing it as a duo. And Brandon Miller can't get in on the action. Offensive rebound, Bridges. Shovel, Diabate lost his footing and turned it over. 5-on-4 the other way. Tatum. Swing pass. Patience. Derek White too strong. Queta offensive board. And a strong putback.
How good has Queta been all season long? Joe Mazzulla told him in the summer, you're going to be our starting five. Bring your work ethic. Another 3 attempt here by LaMelo. And Queta has not disappointed all season long.
Brown on the drive. Couldn't finish over the top of Diabate. Rips it away. The other thing with Queta is that Joe Mazzulla feels like with Jason Tatum back on the floor, his uptick has actually been side by side with his return because there's even more attention away from the center because everybody else on the perimeter can hurt the defense.
And wait till Vucevic gets in as well. Another big off the bench.
Good pass. It's Ball. It's another 3. His third first quarter triple.
LaMelo Ball, 11 of the 16 Hornets points. Remember, in March 4th game here in this building, the Hornets went absolutely crazy from that three-point line, just splattering threes in a rout versus the Celtics.
That was the game that Joe Mazzulla said as Tatum can't finish, but guess who? Namias Queta. He is a powerful force on the offensive glass.
8 of the 17 coming from that center position. With the ball here.
The fancy dribbling and a just absurd finish from LaMelo Ball, who's got 13 in the first.
That's why this is going to be a scary playoff team, people.
Queta outside, Hauser again. Rebound, Nipple couldn't grab it. Brown looking to take advantage, and he does.
What a start for both of these teams.
We have yet to have a foul in this game. 5:15 left in the opening quarter. There's 36 combined points.
Look at this, wide open 3 again.
Ball doesn't hit. Bridges offensive rebound, and then kicked by Queta, a bailout to lead us to our first time out on the floor. 7 minutes in. Zion James and Ryan Kalkbrenner, pair of rookies off the bench for Charlotte. Changes for Boston with Vucevic, Pritchard, Walsh, and Shireman out there with Brown. The drive and finish. It's Miller. Miller on the board, averaging 20.2 points per game in his 3rd season now out of Alabama. Pritchard has gone back to that bench role and has been highly successful. 3rd in the NBA in bench scoring since doing so. Get it in, Vucevic on the fade, but he can't get the roll. Vucevic has been honest that he's still trying to work himself into rhythm with his teammates as Bridges draws the first foul of the game. It's going to go against Baylor Shireman. 6 rebounds and 3 assists in the opening minutes of this game.
Yeah, but of those 6 rebounds, 3 on the offensive glass here.
Brown off the screen, into the rookie. Oh, he fends off on Kalkbrenner and puts it home.
Oh, that was great defense, but outstanding offense there by JB.
LaMelo Ball looks like he's in an AAU game right now, just chilling at the scores table. Former Celtic Grant Williams, as he takes the contact from Shireman. That'll be his 2nd. Celtics franchise went to Dallas before being traded to Charlotte and tore his ACL last year. So after a couple seasons away from the team, finally getting a chance to play against his former teammates. That one blocked by Brown. Celtics looking to push. Pritchard, cross. Good recovery by Ball defensively. 13 to shoot for Shireman. Hook it. Vucevic, the push shot. Talk about rhythm. Vucevic has mentioned understanding tendencies of his teammates and vice versa, which has been challenging as Williams drains a 3.
And yeah, you've got the Hornets. 5 of 12 from deep.
Brown surrounded, and a foul's going to be called on Miller on the trip.
The blame, we get to shoot all the threes with none of the criticism now for Coach Lee. He said, don't worry, I'll go first. Now you guys can do it. And it's seriously
that he brought and creativity that he brought every single day. The willingness to try things, but did it with such conviction that all the guys just bought in on a day-to-day basis. Williams was one of those players, and he puts down another three.
You think he has a little payback on his mind coming back, playing against his former team here?
288 games here with the Celtics in the regular season. Pritchard off the mark. Kalkbrenner had the box out, but a foul's going to be called.
Oh, my God. They still are. They still are.
Brown looking to take Sion James, who's been a revelation of a second-round pick out of Duke. For Charlotte, he gets the stop.
How about Charlotte? Just great scouting for this draft. Obviously, Con Knippel in the running for Rookie of the Year, but Kalkbrenner right here, as well as Sion.
They also took Liam McNeely, who they're looking to develop over the next couple of years after his freshman season at UConn. Williams finally misses one from the outside, tracked down by Green. Second chance again for the Hornets. Williams, Knippel, 7 to shoot. Tough one. And Vucevic with the box out. Boston looking for some semblance of offensive rhythm, shooting 39% and 2 of 9 from 3. That's an open look, but it's off. Vucevic too strong, rebound tracked down by James. Charles Lee just couldn't say enough great things about Sion James. His disposition, his leadership, his voice, despite being a rookie and a second-round pick, has exceeded all potential expectations of what they had coming into the season. Spent his first several years in college at Tulane, 1 year at Duke, won one of those spots as an all-defensive ACC selection last year, as Pritchard can't corkscrew it in, and again, James collects a board.
They'll go for a quick 2-for-1, but they're going to slow it down here.
2-for-1 still available here if they work in the next 10 seconds or so. Knippel against Pritchard. 6 to shoot. Off the screen. Downhill. Knippel kick. Green 3. And it's good.
He's just not a three-point shooter. He can find you as well. Knippel doing a nice job collapsing the defense there, finding Green for the 3.
13-2 run. Back to an 11-point cushion. 1 second difference, shot clock and game clock. This is the guy you want it in his hands, late clock. Cross and a foul given by James, and they did have a foul to give. 42% from 3 this season. 4.3 seconds left. They got Tatum back on the floor with Brown. Get it in for Brown. He'll go to work at the horn. And it's just too strong for Jay Ball, or the 5, against Cato, White, Pritchard, Tatum, and Hauser. 3 ball too strong for Knippel. Long rebound, tracked down by Hauser. No numbers will slow it down, but he finds the open man. Pritchard shooting practice for 3. Celtics do not take a lot of free throws, despite having the #1 player in terms of drives in the NBA, Jaylen Brown. Knippel has been off so far with his jumper. But the Celtics with 0 free throws in that first quarter. Charlotte just 2. It might change here. Tatum getting Diabate in the air.
Yeah, if you're Diabate,
You've seen out of him as he's gotten more and more comfortable.
ball legs. But now that you've added him to the mix with Peyton Pritchard, Jaylen Brown, and the depth that this Celtics team plays with, this is why they're the odds-on favorite to come out the East.
And they've turned an 11-point deficit into 5. LaMelo Ball in and out. Rebound Diabate. Another second chance opportunity, and it's Ball to the rack. 15 for LaMelo.
Look at LaMelo. He's 6'6", 6'7", and a tall 6'7".
Lanky using that length. Cada couldn't get to it. Bridges called for the foul. His other abilities on the offensive end, short roll, making decisions quickly, making reads from the top of the key, defensively being in the right spots, taking him from a good to a great option for them in that starting unit. Oh, Knippel went down, and Hauser takes advantage. Ball on a team. He's not on the floor. Or is he? Yes, he is. It's Connaughton, Ball, Bridges, Diabate, and Knippel. And the nice ball movement will lead to more free throws for Charlotte. As Bridges goes back to the free throw line, Tatum over his last 5 games, 25.8 points, 11.8 rebounds, 8 assists, and 38% from 3.
And the minutes have gone up too. Again, so that's the trust factor from head coach Joe Mazzulla. And that goes back to the earlier conversation about him having his basketball legs underneath him. Bridges, 2 missed free throws here, opening the door once again for the Celtics here.
They make it a 1-possession game. Richard thought about the deep one. Now he's got the switch with Diabate. Hauser. Between 2, short. Numbers if they hurry with Hauser down. Compton getting some early minutes in this first half. Extra depth piece for this Charlotte group. One of the few veterans, true veterans that they've got on this team. But he can spot up and shoot it. Missed that one.
And championship experience with Connaughton as well. Winning that one, I believe, with the Milwaukee Bucks.
That would be correct with Charles Lee on that staff. Spent several years with him in Milwaukee. Tatum. Oh, that's really deep. Derek White was wide open for an offensive rebound, but couldn't secure it. So the pace has slowed down just a bit after that breakneck pace to open the game. Threes have stopped falling for Charlotte after they couldn't miss. LaMelo Ball does have 15 points, leading all scorers, but did that early in the first quarter. Gets a screen from Diabate. Bridges 3. That falls.
No one is afraid to get that ball up behind that three-point line. Bridges down. Knocking down his first 3.
34 combined three-point attempts. Just 3 minutes into the second. Tatum looking for an option, and he tried to bounce it to Tatum, who was held by Bridges. Ask Charles Lee about a specific drill that they've run called the pad drill, what he called the gauntlet.
Gauntlet, yes.
Tatum can't finish. Guess who's there? Kata again on cleanup duty.
4 offensive rebounds for Kata. In double figures now.
Ball snakes. And a foul. Oh boy, look out for double foul. Diabate, who has had a history of getting into it with opponents this year, working against Namias. Diabate doesn't pick up a personal foul that he didn't commit. Oh, LaMelo Ball!
Man!
He buries that thing!
What?
LaMelo with some LaMagic, a 29-footer. Kata on the roll. Derek White with the response.
Good answer. Ball movement, great find there by Kata.
Ball with 18 points. He's 4 of 9 from 3. Find the open man, and Miller sticks it.
Miller now up to 198 made threes. Think about that. You've got well over 200 between Kahn and LaMelo. And Brandon Miller is about ready to join the party of the 200-point club.
Tatum, tough bucket. Tatum up to 7.
Oh, you got to get up there if you're Kata.
Too much space, but he missed it. Sion James with the board and the finish. Counted and a foul. ACC All-Defensive Team, as mentioned last year, averaged 14 points per game in his final season at Tulane, but shot a career high 41% from 3 last season. As that one falls, and Jaylen Brown's up to 9. Back to a 7-point game. James looking for some space. Reload with Ball. 18 points in 13 minutes. Off the screen. And an offensive foul on Diabate. That's number 2. Love to play in this era, Reg.
Oh, my God. 10 in the first half. He better take 10 in the second.
Tatum against Knipple. Duke versus Duke. Bounce it. White. 3-ball. Money. Assist number 4 for Jason Tatum.
What a find by Tatum.
James. Bounce. Diabate swing. Knipple. 3-ball.
And you talk about some flamethrowers being on the floor here.
Jaylen Brown. And a foul on Knipple. That is going to be his first. 4th team foul against Charlotte. line for a pair. Take a look at the upcoming national TV schedule tomorrow on ESPN. Hawks and Cavaliers at 7 Eastern. Current 4-5 matchup in the Eastern Conference. Trailblazers and Spurs in a big one in the West at 9:30. Then Thursday on Prime Video, the Celtics and the Knicks at 7:30 Eastern. Lakers Warriors at 10. For more on these games, go to NBA.com or visit the NBA app. Jaylen Brown getting the MVP chance, rightfully so. 29 points per game, 7 rebounds, 5 assists, 48, 35, 80 splits on the season. Defensive menace, has done everything for this team, including keeping them way above water. But Knipple right at Pritchard for 2 more.
See the separation he created from Pritchard.
Vucevic is back on the floor. Tatum looking to create on Williams. Lobs it inside. Vucevic comes down. And that one is going the other way, out of bounds. So we're keeping tabs on that Toronto win. That's what Con Knipple told Ashley Chalmety would be considered a successful rookie season. He misses on that floater. Up for grabs. And Knipple gets to the deck. Ripped it away from Brown initially, and a jump ball's called. It'll be Knipple, and is it going to be a foul? It is going to be a foul on Knipple. It looked like it was.
Was he holding down?
He was. Go back to the way Knipple handles himself in every moment, whether it's in the weight room, whether it's watching film, as Charles Lee said, he's got this laser focus. He calls him Killer Khan, because he has that killer's mentality. That permeates then through the rest of the group. If somebody's going 100 miles an hour and they're doing it at a consistent level and they're leading the NBA in threes made, the rest of the group says, okay, I guess I got to do the same thing.
20-year-old rookie doing that too, right? I haven't been in their locker room, but I have a sense there wasn't a lot of that a year ago. But now you go out and you draft a Sion James, you draft from Duke, you draft a Con Knipple from Duke. Shot clock issues going on right here. Ryan Kalkbrenner. And you bring in guys, high character guys that work hard. They bring good practice habits. That's a lot. Sometimes that's half the battle. How good are you during
recovery and preparation for the game, which is what has allowed him to be healthy, but he's also set a precedent of playing through the minor injuries that the rest of the team now has had to follow. Williams fend off. Williams short. Brown, Tatum, Vucevic, Walsh, and Derek White. It's Jaylen Brown. It's a 3. Two-point ball game. Charlotte led by as many as 11. Knipple to Diabate. This is where he's improved in that short roll, making decisions. James right into Vucevic, out of bounds. And it's last touch by Vuce. Williams off the screen. And that one's up for grabs. It's taken in by Tatum. No real numbers. Tatum doesn't care. He goes right to the rim, and he's fouled. If it's Knipple, that's number 3. If it's Miller, that's number 2. And it is Miller.
Charles Lee, you got to think about getting LaMelo Ball back on the floor. He was such a good floor general during that run.
Putting a lot more pressure at the rim. Bridges, Kalkbrenner, and Ball all checking in. Grant Williams will sit along with Diabate and Sion James. Knipple, Bridges, Miller, Ball, Kalkbrenner against Tatum, Brown, White, Vucevic, and Walsh, who Joe Mazzulla has been trying to get some more minutes as opposed to Hugo Gonzalez of late, just to prepare him for playoff time. He feels that he's got a little more experience. He'll be ready for it. But Hugo hasn't batted an eye, as Mazzulla has said. You asked Joe about the constant communication that's required as LaMelo Ball trying to bounce it off the foot of Kalkbrenner. And it was interesting with Mazzulla saying, all these guys have proven that they can help us win.
Yes.
So there's no hurt feelings at this point of the season. They all go out there. If they're asked to play 1 minute, 10 minutes, or 40 minutes, they go do the same thing.
And they've all had their moments this year. You saw right there, Luka Garza, who's been great down the stretch as well. Just biding his time.
And Jordan Walsh paying off the decision with a 3.
On cue, right? Everyone's going to have their opportunity. Game by game, series by series.
Miller puts an end to a 9-0 run. The 12th three of the night in the first half for Charlotte.
Average 16 on the season.
Which is number 1 in the NBA. They're already ahead of that pace. Brown can't respond, and Ball secures the board. Knipple head up, left towards the rim. Oh, it's a double hoop!
Who gets it?
That's Colt Miller. A little half and half, but it counts for 2. In the first half, Charlotte had responded after Boston went on a 9-0 run to take a 2-point lead. Brown and Tatum back out there together. 10 to shoot for Jaylen Brown. Working against Bridges. Couldn't shake him initially. Tough 2. And rebounded by Ball. Taken back and out of bounds. Jordan Walsh with the quick hands to force the turnover.
And those are the hustle points why head coach Joe Mazzulla.
Get it in for Vucevic. Vucevic so far 0 for 3 in this game. He's going to back down the rookie Kalkbrenner. Couldn't find space. Bounce it for Brown. Euro step and a tough finish. Little extra sauce for Jaylen Brown. Bridges 3. Rebound Brown. Chance to go back in front for Boston. 2.5 to play in this first half. Vucevic loads up the 3. And the long rebound into the hands of LaMelo Ball, his 3rd. Got 18 points, tied for the game high with Jaylen Brown. Ball hesitation and drive. Outside, it's Green. Off the heel, taken in by Walsh, but he's out of bounds. His toes were right on that baseline.
The official, Sean Corbin, was right on the play. At a bird's eye view. Look at this. Look at the eyes there.
Does have a foul to give in this final 2:12 of the second quarter. As Charlotte will inbound with a fresh 24. Knipple against White. Inside. It's Bridges climbing the ladder. He can still get up. Showing off the bunnies for a big slam. Tatum. Bounce it. Vucevic had it rejected. Kalkbrenner erased it. Miller in transition. Can't hit the 3. Jaylen Brown with 18 points, 4 rebounds. Still without an assist, though, tonight. He'll drive. He'll kick. Extra. Tatum. Shooting practice. Back tap. Kalkbrenner has it. Charlotte shooting 49% from the floor, 12 of 29 from 3 in this first half. It's Ball. He's got 4 threes already. 8 to shoot against Tatum. He's already made one from the logo. Now he'll try. And Ball will have it knocked away, but a foul. You can hear the slap on his arm. And Ball's going to shoot 2. It's Tatum. This is a guy who won 4 Big East Defensive Player of the Years in his time at Creighton. He played 5 years there. He's got 30 games this season as a rookie. A nice piece for them coming off that Charlotte bench.
30 for coming off that bench. And a chance to learn, too.
7'1" with a 7'6" wingspan. Vucevic trying to bring him to the outside. He'll spin, he'll push. And he doesn't get the roll, but Walsh is there. Flying in for the follow.
Walsh is everywhere. Deflections, putbacks, rebounds.
Ball looking to work the clock. Looking like he's on the playground against Walsh here. 7 to shoot. Screen from Kalkbrenner. Ball's going to put it up. The shooting J goes. LaMelo.
5 of 11 from downtown. 23 in this first half.
He is having a ball in the first 2 quarters. Brown missed it. Kalkbrenner took a shot. 5 on 4, but they're going to slow it down instead. 6-second difference shot clock and game clock. 14 to shoot. Ball's got 23 in this first half. 5 of 11 from 3. 7 on the shot clock. He calls for the screen.
Heat check.
How hot is he? Give it off. Miller all alone. Missed the 3. Walsh for the rebound. 5 seconds left. Derek White trying to get it up the floor. 2 seconds left. White all the way to the basket, and he lost it. Out of bounds. That'll end the first half. Joe Mazzulla looking for a call. He didn't get it. Tatum finished the first half with 8 points and 4 assists. Charlotte basketball with the 6-point cushion as we start the third. Ball on the drive. And the finish. He's got 25.
Oh, UCLA action to start this third quarter. Okay, after my Lady Bruins.
I was waiting for it.
You know, I just gotta say congratulations, Coach Corey Close.
The best.
Lauren Betts, Kiki Rice.
Great story with 6 seniors staying together and eventually getting the job done this year in Arizona. Hauser on the drive. Kick. Brown, late clock. And Bridges knocked it
Off the face of Keita.
Yeah, ricocheted right off of Keita. That's a long one. And Ball thought he was going to get hit. He went into the body of Keita. No whistle came. Here comes Boston the other way. Jason Tatum finds nylon on the 3.
Tatum now in double figures with 11.
Good pass out of the short roll. Knipple can't hit. So Tatum with 11, his first 3 of the night. Boston 8 for 22 from the outside. Knocked away by Miller and out of bounds off Charlotte. Clearly it up. Ball head up. Oh, he's feeling it right now. He's looking to score every time he's got the ball in his hands. He's got 25, so why not? He's got 27, so why not?
He's like 1-on-5 here. And dominating the matchup. This is a fun team. For those of you who have not seen a lot of these Hornet games, this is exactly how they've played all season long.
9 of their last 11 have resulted in wins as Tatum in and out. Keita another offensive board and put back.
Dominating the offensive glass once again. Keita.
All 5 rebounds have been on the offensive end, and that one an air ball from Ball. Tatum finish. Too strong, right over the top of the double. 1 possession game, early action third quarter. Miller no, but a foul, and Keita gets tangled up with Diabate. Just feels like Moussa Diabate is always in the middle of the action. Stream like your courtside with the NBA League Pass. Watch live games and highlights from the best seat in the house, your couch. Sign up today on the NBA app or NBA.com to start streaming. Let's check in with Ashley.
As I talked to Brandon before the game, I asked, when did things switch for you guys as a team? When did that mentality change that you could win any game, even if you were down? And he said it was a very specific one in Oklahoma City. Playing OKC, they won 124-91. He said just being able to beat a championship level team like that on the road, it gave us all the confidence in the world. As they nail another 3 right there. He said, now we know we can get out of the hole. We can play. If we weren't playing well the first half, we can turn it on in the second. He said truly that game changed our mindset completely.
As LaMelo Ball takes it in for 2 more, he's up to 29 points. But Ashley's absolutely correct, and she asked Charles Lee about it as well. He said last year really helped them because they were in such difficult spots. So many injuries that they dealt with. So many guys in and out of the lineup, having to really adjust on the fly, not winning the majority of their games. Joe Mazzulla likes to say it all the time as Derek White sticks a triple. But Mazzulla likes to say you have to learn how not to lose before you can actually learn how to win. And it feels like Charlotte has really learned how not to lose games, which has propelled them into learning how to win. And LaMelo Ball, he is in a float state. 32.
It also helps to have a baller like Ball lead your team. And when he's healthy, Brandon Miller finally healthy this year, you draft Knipple, got some building pieces, and on top of that, this young team holding one another accountable.
9 points already in the third for Ball. Tatum looking to answer. And perfect defense from Diabate. 9th 30-point game of the season with 32 here tonight. Knipple had it expunged, but out. but out of bounds. Keita couldn't keep it in play.
Was it a possession after the block? That's what the official Scott Foster is talking about. Here's the block shot.
As Charlotte works with 9. Diabate on the outside. Ball off a screen. Ball in attack mode. Ball trying to get creative, and he got fouled by Keita.
So when you knock down all these threes, guys are flying at you at that three-point line. He is so good at that 6'7" frame. Gets right by Keita. There's the contact and just gets the ball up on the rim. What an evening for LaMelo Ball here, people.
Heading to the free throw line with a chance to go into double figures in the third by himself. He's got 10 now in the third quarter, 33 on the night. Question the influence that LaMelo Ball has on the young generation. He is as influential and as popular as pretty much anybody in the NBA. But he's LaMelo.
He is LaMelo. He's not Melo, people. There's only one Melo. He's in our studio right now.
That's right. Jaylen Brown rattles it home. Ball with 34. 7 minutes left in the third. Screen from James. He's got the last 7, but he turns it over. White, bounce, Brown, spin, Brown score!
That play all made because of the hustle of Jordan Walsh guarding LaMelo Ball out top.
It's an old school duel now. Ball with 34, Brown with 23. Extra, open, Bridges, in and out. Rebound to Tatum. Tatum cross, and he's tripped, didn't call. Brown missed it short, and it's out of bounds, staying here. Jason Tatum wanted a call. Jaylen Brown didn't need.
In the pool, in this Dara Torres. Fantastic work there in the offseason. And he was coming off knee surgery as well.
Helped to strengthen that knee. That's champions molding champions.
Yes.
That's what you see. Jaylen Brown's always looking to diversify, has so many unique interests, has trained as a boxer as well through his career, really through his life with his grandpa, and trying to just continue to find different ways to make himself the best version. That helps too, finding open teammates, and Jordan Walsh providing a pop off the bench.
At both ends.
He goes down here, that leaves Ball. Swing it, James can't hit the three, and the rebound fumbled out of bounds by Brown. Now remember, the Hornets are playing tonight without Kobe White, as Walsh showing some bench scoring for Boston. The game is a bench piece for this team. It has been tough sledding. James off the mark. Rebound. Outlet. Taken away by James. Brown just didn't have enough air under it. Miller off the screen. Miller in the paint for 2.
Forget how long Brandon Miller is as well. 6'9", 6'10". There's Kobe White, who has played great since coming over from that trade from the Bulls, off the bench now. About 19 ball games, averaging about 16 points.
Brown drive, scoop it inside. Keita lost it. That's that good activity inside from Diabate. Ball lob. Oh, Miller slam! LaMelo put it on a rope for him. With 34 points, 4 rebounds, and 3 assists, and Miller is up to 16 points himself. Out of bounds.
That's twice Pritchard has stepped on that sideline. Look at this. This is from half court. How about the finish from Miller? Do the rest.
You know a guy's feeling it when, before he even crosses half court, a fan screams, "Pop it, LaMelo," and you actually think he might from the logo. Instead, it's Miller with the length. Stretch Armstrong with the right.
6'9", 6'10", being able to handle like that.
The backcourt has another turnover. It's LaMelo on the steal. Miller's got the last 6 for the Hornets, and LaMelo's fouled hard. Keita trailing him the entire way. LaMelo appears to be okay as he sidestepped the stands that they brought in. And we talked about LaMelo, just different types of ways of shooting the basketball.
So unconventional. Look at this. His right leg back, this time the floater. Unorthodox, off the wrong leg, a little step back.
You understand that?
Oh, yeah, I do.
You understood how to get your shot off.
You had to get your shot off over taller and more quicker and agile guys, and you were unorthodox.
Miller,
all in for LaMelo.
Miller and Ball have all 21 points in this third quarter for Charlotte. They've got 54 for the ball game. Too strong from Brown. Kalkbrenner vacuums that rebound in. Chance to extend it even further. Back up to 7 for Charlotte. Miller's feeling it. Doesn't get the roll. Pritchard has the board. Hayden Pritchard, quiet game off the bench. Jordan Walsh, sneak ahead for the slam. All energy from Walsh off the bench with 9.
Yeah, you know why Joe Mazzulla is finding minutes down the stretch here. How valuable Walsh is going to be come playoff time.
He has been Walsh instead of Hugo Gonzalez of late. Ball probes through.
Here we go.
Queta on an island. Ball, step back, no way. Comes up short, Kalkbrenner, the biggest guy on the floor for the flush.
If LaMelo would have made this, I easily would have took it off my headset and just walked in the back. I would have been done.
You would have been dreaming about all those types of shots you would have taken, the step backs, fling it from 40 feet out.
He's got 15 3 attempts.
Crazy.
We still have a quarter to go. Look at this.
Stripped by Williams, scooped up by James, race to the rim, and James makes the bucket.
Oh!
Jaylen Brown with a hustle, and he forced the rookie to miss it.
It's usually what happens.
Shireman, 5-point swing. Timeout, Charlotte.
Crawford's son,
JJ, he's a little young for that. He was only a freshman.
All right. I know he's somewhere training with the Olympic team.
Oh, he's probably there as Grant Williams finds the bottom from the outside. I would imagine that JJ will be getting that invite in a couple short years, though. Hayden Pritchard played in that game as well from that area originally. Trying to put on for the Northwest, and he does. That's his second 3 of the day. 6 points off the bench for Pritchard. Knipple back on the floor. Drive and kick. Williams another 3. And Walsh another board. 1:20 to play in this third quarter. Brown outside. Shireman. Long rebound right back to Shireman. Pritchard loads it up. And knocks it down.
Now you're starting to get that pop off the bench. 1-3 by Shireman, 2 by Pritchard, and here come the Boston Celtics.
Charlotte had built the lead back. Ball's got 36 points. Pass Queta to the rim, missed it. Rebound, out of bounds. No, it's saved by Knipple, and then a foul on the loose ball. It's gonna be LaMelo Ball, who's holding his right ankle. Brown, switch with Knipple. Back down, 7 versus 7. And the fader goes. Then calm down in Boston. 8-0 Celtic run. What does this young Hornets team have as a counterpunch? Late third quarter. A 9-second difference. Shot clock and game clock. 7 to shoot for Knipple. Kalkbrenner with a screen. 4 on the clock. Knipple against Queta. Knipple stopped. Knipple can't bank it in. Rebound loose and taken in by Brown. 5 seconds left. Brown with 3. Brown makes a move with 1. Floats it up. And he gets the roll. Jaylen Brown finishes. James, Bridges, Williams, Diabate, and Knipple, the 5 on the floor for Charlotte. The Ball on the bench along with Miller, who have combined for 54. Bridges looking to attack. Right on Pritchard with a size advantage. Back down. Bridges, fade away. Banks home.
Tough shot. Pritchard did a good job of moving his feet and getting him back out the paint. Again, he used his height advantage just to shoot over the top of Pritchard.
And now the 8th double-double of the season for Bridges. 11 points, 10 rebounds to go with 4 dimes. Pritchard inside. Vucevic with position for 2.
Finally. Finally, he gets to use his size. His first field goal of the evening for Vucevic.
Bounce it for Knippel, who finds some space, but comes up short. Got his own. Couldn't finish. That's batted into the hands of Brown. No real numbers. Brown doesn't care. Right into attack mode. And he's fouled. Well, this was the very end, the final play. 27 for Brown. For the 6. Things are heating up in the Eastern Conference. Final week of the regular season. Charlotte trying to avoid the play-in and make the playoffs for the first time since 2016 when they lost to Miami in 7 games. Nine to shoot. James in rhythm. Can't hit the 3. And a foul on a loose ball. Going the other way.
Grant Williams
Over the ball by Sion James. Now running the show. 2 minutes gone here in the fourth. Charlotte led by as many as 11 in the first half. Extended that lead up to 7 in the third quarter. Now back down by 5. Their largest deficit tonight. Williams pump, kick, open look. And they left Sion James to stay with everybody else on that offensive set. Spin by Tatum. Kick it for Vucevic. His 3 ball. Long rebound. James scoop it ahead. Diabate the long strides.
Nice job there, securing that rebound by James and then finding the streaky Diabate.
First 2 points of the night for Moussa Diabate to go with 3 rebounds, 5 assists, and a steal. Brown across. Shifty. Brown, a tough bucket. Jaylen Brown with his 35th 30-point game of the season.
Jaylen Brown has found a matchup on the floor he likes. He wants to bring Knippel, the rookie, into every high screen and roll to get the switch.
Knippel 3, and he's got it. Knippel from the outside. 11 now for the potential rookie of the year.
See if they go right back to it. There it is.
Brown has yet to sit in this second half. He's taken it over down the stretch. Right at Knippel. And he missed it on the fade. 8.5 to play. These 2 teams looking for continued playoff-like experience, but certainly Charlotte, the 3rd youngest roster in the NBA, trying to gear up for their first postseason in quite some time. That one's out of bounds, off of Boston.
The 8 made threes on the season for the Rook.
Shattered the rookie record set by Keegan Murray a couple years back. Miller back on the floor with 5 to shoot. His pull-up pop into the hands of Tatum.
And Miller has kind of gone cold. Remember, it was him and LaMelo carrying the offense in that third quarter.
Tatum, building his way to the bucket for 2 more.
Tatum now up to 18.
Miller off a screen from Diabate. 12 to shoot for Williams. Trying to get it to Knippel. Working on Pritchard. 7 to shoot. Inside Williams. Extra. And it's taken away by Pritchard. White in transition. Spray it out for Tatum. He'll drive. He'll kick. Extra swing. White on the attack. 10 to shoot. Pritchard's 3. It's good. Saying that in his eyes it's a stupid award because the players are the ones that do the work. LaMelo Ball back on the floor, but he can't hit on that jumper. Got 36 points tonight, but his team is starting to drift back, down by 7. Tatum looking for more. And Diabate, the last line of defense. Ball pushing the pace. Miller spotting up. In and out on the 3. Tatum on the run. Pritchard sets it up. Long rebound right back to him. All those hustle opportunities that Charlotte was winning early in this game, Boston has pounced down the stretch. Tatum, step back 3, it's good! He
vintage Tatum right there.
21 for JT, 31 for JP. 10-point Celtic advantage. Vucevic the takeaway. Brown attacks. Brown finishes. 10-0 Boston run. Charles 2 coming into the night. You look at 1 through 4 in the East. They're 2.5 games up on New York for that second spot. So any combination of 2 with a win or a loss by New York, and they get number 2 as we go to Ashley.
As I've been listening in on these timeouts, especially for Charlotte when they've been falling behind in that last one. First it was Pat Connaughton for the Hornets, the veteran guy, making sure the team stays energized, doesn't hang their heads, said there's still plenty of time left in this one. And then when Coach Lee sat down, he immediately got into them saying, we are being way too soft. We're giving them exactly what they want, and we are better than that.
Well, that one doesn't fall for LaMelo Ball. Coming out of that timeout and then out of control, Jaylen Brown's going to turn it over. But to Ashley's point, this goes back to what she talked about earlier. This is a Charlotte team that has learned how to dig themselves out of difficult situations and falling down by double digits. Miller approaching 5 minutes to play. Lob it for Bridges. Back down on Pritchard. Double comes from Vucevic, but Bridges banks it home.
Bridges has been solid all game long. You talked about the double-double, 13 points, 10 rebounds, 4 of those at the offensive end. It's a solid evening for Bridges.
Jaylen Brown with 33 points, 9 rebounds. Working on ball. Hill attack. Brown stops. He feeds. It's Pritchard. In and out. Long rebound into the hands of White. Good minutes from Vucevic in this fourth quarter. And a foul's going to be called on LaMelo Ball. That'll be his third and the team's third. Has extended this to double digits after trailing by 11 in the first half. Brown, yeah, they call that a yes.
Palming.
Do not see that. Diabate on the outside. Miller, 7 to shoot. The defense ramped up for Boston. Miller can't hit the 3. Offensive rebound into the hands, nearly of Bridges, but he threw it right to Tatum, and it's going the other way.
Talk about the numbers. The team that can shut you down. Finally, Knipple sees one go through the hoop.
Celtics #1 scoring defense in the NBA, 107 per game. Celtics do have a use it or lose it timeout. 3 timeouts remaining. No challenges left for Boston. 1 remaining for Charlotte. Into the corner. Tatum will drive. And Tatum will finish. Limping a little bit back to the defensive end, but 23 points now for Jason Tatum. Spin from Bridges. Stopped by Vucevic. Diabate outside. Williams 3. In and out. Those threes that were falling early have not been falling late.
16 of 48 now from downtown. We're shooting the ball so great through 3.
Boston has flipped that script. Now 16 of 40 from 3. It's Brown. It's another bucket. Jaylen Brown playing like an MVP candidate. 35, 9 rebounds, 3 assists, a steal and a block. 2:07 to play. Charlotte's running out of time. Spin from Bridges, and he pushed it. Tatum secures rebound 5. LaMelo Ball is scoreless in the fourth quarter after 36 through 3. Brown driving kick. Vucevic.
Vucevic, 1 of 10.
Knipple doesn't get the roll. Tip in, no. Vucevic lost it out of bounds. Mamish Keita is finally going to check back into this game. TD Garden. Ball hook it. Miller ripped through. Gets into the paint, and he floats it home. 20 for Brandon Miller. 56 combined for the starting backcourt, but the first points in the fourth quarter for either of them for the Hornets. 1:20 to play.
Charlotte team is fortunate to make the playoffs. They are going to be a tough out. Fun to watch as the hold there.
The personal foul, and then Miles Bridges picks up the technical foul. That'll send Jaylen Brown to the free throw line for one. Half to this point with 1:15 remaining. He's got 35 points. Playoff game. Pat O'Connell's first season as a full-time.
What do you think he's thinking?
He's thinking,
the
I
Rook.
have so much to learn. Derek White might have just put the icing on the cake.
Double figures now for White.
Scoreless fourth for LaMelo. And he's fouled by Pritchard on the outside. Boston did have one to give.
Started on that missed layup by James.
Oh, nice pass and finish. The nipple to Kalkbrenner. But those little things always seem to come back to you.
Yes, they do. Turned into a 5-point swing play, and it was downhill after that for Charlotte.
Boston will dribble it out. Take the shot clock violation. Joe Mazzulla has never lost more than 25 games in a